Hi guys, Sam here at DreamHack Summer 2014, joined here by Arteezy from Evil Geniuses. Now, obviously, your first day here was probably one of the, would you say it's the roughest you've been at a LAN so far, and just in terms of exhaustion and tiredness?
Yeah, I'd say here, I had finals the day before the tournament, so I had to fly here real quick, and then I had a huge ass layover in London. So when we arrived here, it was basically 3 a.m., and I couldn't sleep because of the jet lag. So then I decided to YOLO. It was definitely the hardest LAN. I think Kiev was pretty easy to maintain because day one, like, it didn't matter that much, just group stages.
Yeah, speaking of group stages, you guys kind of really suffered here because you came into a pretty harsh format, best of one, buying straight down to the bottom bracket. Is the format something you weren't really impressed with here at DreamHack?
I'm definitely not a fan of it, to be honest, but I understand why it was like this way because we played the groups online, right? But the bad part about that is the group stages were on a different patch. Like in the tournament, you kind of understand what the team likes to, what each team likes to prefer and stuff, what they pick. But here, it's a completely new patch. I think it favored, this tournament definitely favored teams like Mouse and Alliance and C9 because they did not attend the summit and they were in the dark. We didn't know what they were picking. So yeah, like we were expecting not to do well, but we did not expect to just lose.
Now you mentioned the summit there. Obviously, that's something you can look on and show your fans that during a normal situation, you guys were able to beat DK. So I think a lot of people at home may be wondering like why you couldn't perform here. But it's if so, you got no sleep whatsoever before the matches then.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what was the question? No sleep?
Yeah, I'm just saying like. So you physically had no sleep or anything before the matches even began?
Yeah. I came at 2 a.m. or something like that, and then I'm like, hey, universe, and then I didn't let him sleep because I'm like, I don't know what to do, so we just talked and stuff, we jammed out to One Direction, yeah, we sang along.
Okay, you big One Direction fan? Or?
Yeah, big One Direction fan. I love you guys.
Okay, whatever floats your boat. Now, looking slightly forward, you guys obviously have ESL Frankfurt coming up, and I believe you're going to be staying in Europe for that?
Yeah, after this event, we plan to go to Stockholm and boot camp there, and then leave to Germany to practice for that.
And also, I believe Fear is joining you guys. Can you just give us kind of your personal insight out how Fear did at the summit for you guys?
Oh yeah, he's coming on the 19th, but yeah, at the summit, like after day one, we were kind of like just down a little bit because we knew we could play better. We practiced for this event. We boot camped against DK for 2 days at the HyperX boot camp. So what Fear did was after every game he like noted down certain things in the game and out of the game communication-wise, and he just told us about what he felt, how you guys should talk more and stuff like that. So he kind of reinforced the idea of communication to us. Having him here is kind of a downside because we want him as our main coach, and we decided with too little time because we couldn't book a flight. But yeah, he definitely helped a lot.
Okay, so specifically looking at Frankfurt and all the teams there, with the rest and the boot camping you're going to be doing in preparation for that event, are you pretty confident you guys can take that?
I think with our boot camp, I'm definitely confident because we didn't practice at all for this event basically. And I know we can take, even though ESL format doesn't favor us, because I think it's a 2-day event and we prefer like group stages over like a 5-day span, 4-day span, kind of like Summit and Kiev. I think we can definitely place top 3 for sure.
Yeah. You guys seem to get like day one LAN jitters. Like, what's any reason behind that, or is it just getting used to this?
I'd say back in the day, I think it's mainly because getting used to the computers and different monitors. Because back at my house, I have a pretty small monitor. But this LAN, I felt the setup was really, really good. So I'm not even sure what it was. I'm pretty sure it was just the jet lag.
Okay, and I mean, that's something that obviously the factors with you having your finals, you couldn't really factor in that. You couldn't, that was unfixable. How close are you actually now from finishing school?
I'm actually finished school.
That's your last. So then this is it. You're pretty much in full-time door. That's all said and done.
YOLO time, boys. Let's go.
So obviously, after ESL Frankfurt, there's a small tournament, international. Are you guys going to going there straight after Frankfurt?
We're gonna boot camp in Frankfurt, or I'm not sure in Frankfurt, but in Germany for 5 days or 4 days, something like that. And then we're gonna go to Seattle early and play some teams there. I think we're gonna arrange something with DK, and we're gonna play in Seattle and practice.
And why DK? Do you feel they're one of the strongest teams in the world right now, or?
Yeah, I think they are the strongest team in the world right now. and they're really good to practice with. At the summit, when we played the best out of 5 in the grand finals, every game I learned something from them. So it's a nice breath of fresh air, I guess, playing against a good team.
So even at this stage, like even in the middle of the match, you're still learning things from all these new opponents.
Yeah, like in Dota, you always learn things, whether like because of the metagame and how it is. Like we thought Silencer was strong, but then when we saw how they played against us, we're like, this is a really good hero. So we learned definitely metagame things and also just general gameplay.
Okay. And would you say, looking at some of the maybe other Western teams or Eastern teams, would you more fear East or West right now?
Definitely right now I fear the West because coming off the summit we already know how the East play. It's the Vici and DK, but I think the team that's in the dark for us is Newbie because we never played them at all. We played IG at Kiev, but definitely they're a better team now. But still we have a general idea of how they play. But Newbie, we don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of teams saying that, and I suppose the only time you'll get to experience that is in the group stage of the international. Now, going into the international, it's quickly heading towards $10 million. A kid of your age, that's a lot of money, right?
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of Arizona iced tea.
So, like, let's say first place is 50%. That's $5 million. Throw in the taxes and the team cut and everything like that. Does that just motivate you to just stick with this game even longer, or do you just look at options of, maybe just early retirement? Or
I mean, deep down, it does motivate me to try hard and very hard. But mainly, I just play because I just want to like stand up and say I won international. Or just walk over the stage, just be like, I did something I wanted to do. But
so the money's a bonus.
It's a bonus, yeah. We don't play for the money. I think the true competitive players, like when they look at tournaments, they don't look at the prize pool. They just look at the prestige of the tournament.
Do you feel that it's a bit hard for some of the third-party tournaments now in terms of prestiginess when, there's a $10 million tournament and then there's like a $250,000 tournament. $250,000 is still a lot of money, especially for a third-party tournament. But do you feel like it's a bit of negative impact from the international being so large this year?
I think it has its downsides and its positives. Like for the players also, not just the tournament, because as a player, sometimes, let's say if I was like S4 and I just like won international, it's hard to take some online tournament like, for example, D2L. It's a small prize pool. So yeah, and I definitely feel for the tournament organizers. And I actually respect them for playing out these small tournaments because it's not always fun scrimming and waiting for the big tournaments. You wanted some practice online, whether it be for a small tournament or a big tournament.
Okay. Now, is there anything in particular that you want to get out of fear as a coach, or is it you're more like an open book and he's giving you all his knowledge basically?
I don't know what I want, but I think as a team what we need is just communicate more. I think we just don't communicate as much as we should, and having fear really helps us just communicate more.
Were you able to observe the DK coach at all and like what he does for their team?
Yeah, I talked with him a bit too. He seems to have a big role in like what they draft and what they pick, because he was a very respected player back in the day. So yeah, I mean he's very, very good, even coaching and Dota.
So where would you draw the line on the coaching? Would you let a coach pick for your team, or would you just say you're the sixth player basically in the back, consulters after the game basically?
I noticed that the summit, Vici had a coach, and what they did was he did these drafts against ROTK, I think, because he's the captain, and they just like drafted against each other and helped them bounce off ideas. So I think not really like 100% into drafting, but coach plays some kind of role in the drafting phase, because usually the coach would be someone you respect, someone who's experienced. So like he obviously knows like how to play Dota, how to draft, stuff like that. So yeah, I think he should be playing a big role in coaching or in drafting. Maybe not so big, but pretty big.
Okay. Now I know you had a pretty big nap yesterday night.
Yeah.
Was it how long?
18 hours.
Well, yeah, that's that jet lag for you.
Big nap.
So you may not have been able to catch all the games, but have you been a bit surprised with the results so far, or?
I think I know that Empire lost and I know that Mouse lost, but I think it was 2-1 both times. I'm surprised that C9 did not 2-0 Mouse, to be honest, but I guess because Mouse was also in the dark practicing a lot. But Empire versus Alliance, I was expecting a 2-1, to be honest, because both those teams are strong and both those teams have been practicing a lot. Back when we practiced, we played Empire a lot and we felt like they're a really good team. Yeah. And yeah, I expecting to go either way, Alliance or Empire.
speaking of Alliance, are they obviously they're kind of like your counterpart, European counterpart? Are they an organisation you guys look and you bounce ideas off each other? Do you scrim with them a lot, especially where you guys going to be in Europe now?
Back leading up to this event, we didn't practice with them that much. We played online games back when we were in America. Like we were in the West, they were in like Europe West, and so we couldn't find a really good server. So we just decided not to scrim with each other because it'd be useless playing on East. We'd have to play in Luxembourg with them. So we didn't want to do that. But now I think we had a conversation here at this event. So now that we're going to boot camp in Stockholm and Germany, we're going to be playing them a lot.
Okay. Now, do you still find your team runs into a problem in the North American scene, just finding a good scrimming partner?
Yeah, there are no good teams in America really. Like NAR is a decent team, you know, but like we don't really want to practice with them because they're not as good as the other Tier 1 teams, if they are even Tier 1. Obviously, no disrespect to them.
Yeah, of course. Were you a bit surprised with the international qualifiers in terms of that a team like North American Rejects, who are now Navi US, they were able to form in April and then win the entire thing?
Not really. I wasn't surprised. Like everybody knows now, I guess Liquid has been having internal issues, you know, and I've been playing enough, but not like learning anything. So it's easy for just a new team to form and have its high moment in its career and its Dota team career or something. And easily be Liquid because you know all it takes is just some good picks and some good play because Liquid is far from perfect. So, but I was expecting NAR to win the qualifiers, even though I said on some Liquid posts that Liquid was going to win. I just wanted to help my Liquid brothers, you know. But I knew NAR was going to win, just how they were playing. But you know what sucked? I think that the fifth game had to be paused or something for the qualifiers and delayed the next day. I think Liquid would have won that game because it seemed like NAR trained a lot. I think I heard they played Alliance the same heroes like 5 times or something, so they understood each like what their abilities were in the game, what they could do, and yeah. So I think Liquid would have won that, honestly.
I mean, obviously external factors playing their part there, but I mean, if you're going to put in the homework and you have the opportunity to, yeah. I guess it pays off.
No, I respect it. I respect that. But I think both teams did that, so it wasn't just one team.
Okay. So. Now, do you think post-international there is going to be a huge like fallout in the scene in terms of like just teams blowing up and disbanding and swapping?
Like any international, there are going to be some roster changes for sure, but I think some teams will stick together. Maybe Navi's going to disband this time, who knows? I've been hearing some stuff.
So maybe rumors there then? Is it? Does it get worse the more the prize pool increases? Does that result in more volatile, as in more teams disbanding, or is it just a case of it's the international teams always going to reform?
So I think it's just like the latter. I think it's just the international. You know, I mean playing with the same players is definitely a bonus, but you know sometimes you want to change your pace, play with different people, because some teams, some players just want to prefer one style, but like with the new up and coming players, they prefer any style. You know, you can teach them how to play. It's definitely good. Okay.
And speaking of new players, Mason obviously is now your replacement for Thea for the international in the near future. How was it just integrating? Obviously he's played with you for a number of months now, but how was it the process of integrating him into the team with you guys?
It's fairly simple, honestly. For Evil Geniuses as a team, we don't really prioritize the one as much compared to other teams. You know, he plays a more active role, and we try to play around him at the same time because he has like certain heroes he loves playing and he's really good at them. So we try to incorporate like Weaver, Storm into our lineups, and I think it worked out really well because his hero pool kind of synchronizes well with my hero pool because I like to play more farm oriented. He likes to play gankers. You know, it worked out.
Okay. And before we start to wrap up here, who do you reckon is going to take this tournament all the way?
Just from what I've seen right now from Game 1, Alliance vs C9, I think Alliance is going to take this tournament.
And that home crowd, does that help a lot? I mean, you guys won the Monster Invitational. Did you have quite a big backing there?
The Monster was a pretty small land, but yeah, I mean, everybody was cheering for us. There's like USA. Yeah. So yeah, I think playing at your home country, it's really good. Like you feel better. Like you feel everything you do, you're just like rock on, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Before I let you go, I'll give you obviously a shout out to your fans. There's plenty of them out there and all your sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to my fans. Sorry we didn't perform that well today, or yesterday rather. Cheer for us at ESL, and shout out to my sponsors right here. You know, I have to go to the bathroom, so I don't have time to say it, so bye.
All right, There you go. That's Arteezy, guys. And of course, all the coverage here at Dream League will continue throughout the weekend.